Hey, what's going on, gamers? Actually, when I think of that, I think of that He-Man thing, where he's singing and stuff. Actually, if you guys are all wondering, the whole Cartoon All-Stars thing, especially that picture Gonzo made after he watched that video probably for the 10th time that day, and it was just really funny. So that's the little trivia for you. Gonzo made the Cartoon All-Stars picture, and it's a spoof of that very funny video. But anyway, welcome to my kind of impromptu podcast, a little update telling you guys what's going on because you guys deserve to know, and it's been a long time coming. There's a lot of stuff that happened, and we're kind of in the same boat that we were in 2010 in terms of, production being almost slowed to a crawl and stuff like that. But I thought I would tell you what is happening. So here we go. Basically, what happened, I didn't really want to talk about this before, but it's important. I'm not being lazy or any of that fun stuff or just kind of spinning around in my chair and, doing siren noises. Basically, what happened is I got a new job, and it involves working with an agency that's actually for kids. And no, it's not for kids entertainment, so please don't, troll my house or try to hurt me or anything like that. It's not the horrible Fox company that dubbed the very bad animes. No, no, no. This is a group called Zooey Kids, and they're just going by Zooey.com now. And they are a children's website, and it's a website for kids, not by kids, because that would be really cool, but it's for kids. So basically what I'm their video game liaison into the industry, and I also am their main and really important video game guy. Now, basically what this means, since January, I've been doing a new review for them on a game that just came out or has been relatively new, and I do it every week. And that's what's been happening with that. And, it's been very difficult to maintain doing stuff like Retro Mondays and Let's Plays and all this other stuff because it's a lot more work than I'm used to with Zooey because they have certain constrictions and limitations, meaning I have to follow certain guidelines about doing reviews and timelines and things like that, whereas other companies in the past, other than GameZone, which was very strict about time as well, I had to keep things more like a summary for Zooey and stuff like that. In fact, you guys saw an example of that with the rebirth of Game Nights TV, I guess you could say, with the Now Playing section where I showed 3 or 4 videos in 5, 6, 7 minutes, something like that. Those were videos that were done for Zooey, so Rayman Origins, Sonic Generations, stuff like that. Things that I wasn't able to actually do full reviews on that I wanted to, but I just didn't have the time or the ability to think about how I wanted to go about that. And my problem is, especially with my ADD, after I make a video and it is done, it's almost impossible for me to go and make a video about the same game again, but from a different approach or with a different script. Because in my mind, I've already done that, and it kind of shuts it down. It's like filed, memory stored, got it, done. And I move on to the next project. So these games that you saw getting small reviews, that's it. I'm done with them. I would love to go back and look at them, but I know my limitations, mentally, and I just can't creatively go and do that, because what's going to happen is I'll just sit there, banging my pencil up against the desk, maybe doing a drum beat or something, but no idea is going to pop in my head. Even if I go through and play the game over again, what I already said, even though it was brief, has already been said, so it's done. And unfortunately, that's how my mind works, and sometimes it's great, other times not so much. Case in point with Retro Mondays, since this is a weekly thing that I did, originally the show started out being very simple. In fact, the original Retro Mondays only took about a day to do. Day to record the footage, process it, write the script, and just be crazy. And not many people really liked that format. It did okay, but the Tetris review and some of that other stuff, people wanted me to get more technical, I guess you could say. So I started devising and storyboarding the Retro Mondays intro. Chris and I got together and we recorded the theme song, which was a spoof of Killer Instinct. And, we made this grandioso thing. And basically that monster got out of control after a while. And here we are 2 years later, and it's just because of the standards that I've set for that show, there's so much pressure behind it to continue it in the way it is, I just can't do it. And that's just how that goes. In fact, some of you who've been around for a very long time realize that based on my personality and other things, it's very hard for me to maintain a show format for more than 2 years. So I think Retro Mondays has done pretty good. 45 episodes, 46, whatever. And, the show's going to be continuing. It's just changing. And this was actually Amber's idea. She wants me to work on the show periodically and do the show 2 times a month. Originally, she wanted me to do it monthly, but I convinced her to get it 1 month. Or 2 months. Or 2 times a month. Yeah. So what will happen with that is I'll begin work on some aspect of it on Thursdays, and then I just work on it periodically until it's ready to air. That way I can spend a little bit of time doing this, then a little bit of time doing that, and before you know it, it's ready to go on Monday or probably midnight on Sunday, just because that would be easiest. Then I don't have to... There's something about Mondays, like Garfield, that just bother me. That's why I did this show to begin with. Retro Mondays, turning your Monday into a fun day. Now, if you guys really want to watch Retro Mondays, you have 45 back-cataloged episodes you can always watch on a Monday. I mean, there's not 365, but there's some pretty good stuff in there. We did stuff with Peanut Butter Gamer and Dodger and Total Biscuit. And, I still, from time to time, actually enjoy watching some Retro Mondays. I like the Metal Slug thing I did, and I really enjoyed the Peanut Butter Gamer episode we did with X-Men. I thought that was really fun, and I liked how it came out. And occasionally I watch the one I did with Total Biscuit, but then the whole dyslexic thing where I said, you can die when I play, bro. It was supposed to be, you can play when I die. And somehow that got all jumbled. And Total Biscuit didn't notice it, and I didn't notice it until the video aired. So yeah, that's how that works. But it turned into a funny kind of meme thing, so it all worked out. But yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing with Retro Mondays is I'm not continuing the Turtles series the way it is. I'm going to finish the Game Boy game that I've been working on for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to do the Turtles in Time video, which would be also with the Sega Genesis clone, which was Hyperstone Heist, I believe. And those would kind of be together the way Tournament Fighters were. And then we're going to move right into the Avengers game on the Super Nintendo. The Avengers! Because I just kind of think that game's fitting to do for this summer. Plus, it's a funny game. I really liked it when I was a kid. And I have a lot of stuff to say on it. And my wife and I actually did a podcast for my website a long time ago. Yeah, I don't really have a website right now. Amber's building it and be ready, I don't know, year, 2, something like that. No pressure. And we did a radio podcast, and we did the Avengers. And I always wanted to do a video of it because it was so fun to do. So I'm going to do it just because I feel like it. And then after the Avengers, I'm going to go right into the Batman thing that I wanted to do. So for Retro Mondays, it'd only be 2 episodes. It'd be the Batman Animated Series Game Boy game, followed by the Rise of Sinzu GameCube game. And then I haven't really decided. I have something coming up with The Completionist. I have something with Peanut Butter Gamer for Retro Mondays again. And what I'll do is I'll just space those guys out and do 1 solo episode and then 1 episode with them. So it'll kind of become like a solo episode and then a team episode is how Retro Mondays is going to go for a while, because the production scale is just too massive, and it's overwhelming for me, especially with doing the 1 review for Zooey every week. It's a lot of work. But Gaming with the Kwings is actually going to be coming back as well, but that format's changing as well. What's happening with that is we are going to finish Rayman Origins, but I have no plan or date set in stone right now because I'm very busy with a lot of K-News and keeping up with the developers I met at PAX, as well as going to these different events that I've been invited to, especially the one upcoming in New York City to preview Lego Batman 2. And I don't really see how I'm going to have time to do any Let's Plays for a while, but I plan to. I just don't know when it's going to happen. But anyway, Rayman Origins, once it finishes, it's done. And then Gaming with the Kwings is going to become more of a screening show, meaning we are going to be looking at a game for just that episode, and we'll play the first hour of it, something like that. So Gaming with Kwings will be about 45 minutes to an hour for that one game, and then we'll shift our focus and go to another game. But what's going to happen with that while we're playing the game, you know, we're still going to do our witty banner and all that fun stuff, and probably talk about things that we watched, like Freakazoid, or, you know, a crazy story that happened on the way to school or whatever. But it's just going to be on that one game, and then we're going to switch gears and go to the next game. And we're always going to keep you guessing about what we're doing. I'm not going to announce it. I'm just going to stick it up there. And the show will be weekly, in just one episode for now, but it'll be an hour episode, so you guys will have plenty of time to watch and all that fun stuff. And yeah, the Let's Play channel is only Nintendo only, though. The Kwings Let's Play channel is Nintendo only, and it is going to be really cool. I have a lot of stuff planned. I'm currently working on Xenoblade, which I love, by the way, and if you're wondering where a review came for that, basically what happened, I did the review for Zooey, and I've been struggling to get a review out for you guys, but I'm just going to wait until the exclusivity ends with Zooey, and I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel, because I think that it's a good review. It's about 5 minutes long, something like that, and, you know, it tells you what you need to know about the game and to go buy it, so yeah. But, yeah, I just can't, like I said before, I can't have the capacity to go and do a game again that I've already done. And I would love to. There's a lot I'd love to say about Xenoblade, but since it's a very hyped up game and a big thing with Operation Rainfall, I don't want to step on anybody's toes and show any spoilers or things like that. So I'm trying to be as good as possible. And in my mind, the game's done, but I'm still playing through it. So what's going to happen is all my leftover ideas about a review will be in the Let's Play. And that's going to be a full playthrough of the game, not necessarily 100%, because, let's face it, there's over 500 quests, and there's so much to do in the game that I'm just going to go through the story. I might be starting on New Game Plus when I do the Let's Play. I haven't decided yet. And I'm pretty sure I'm using the Japanese language, because I have nothing against the British voice actors. It's just the manner of speaking in Europe, it just confuses me. It's not Western, like, in the sense that I'm used to. It's more like Old English, and, you know, terms that I don't even use on a day-to-day basis. It's the stuff like I heard Lord Bravery say in Freakazoid, you know, but it's the whole game, and it's like, whoa, you know, that just went over my head. So I prefer to do it in the Japanese one, because I just want to. So yeah, Lego Batman 2 will have a screening, Gaming with the Kwings episode in June, and then that will be the PS3 version, along with the review. The review will be for my channel, and I'm going to do a quick synopsis using probably gameplay footage that I've been given by Traveler's Tale for the review for Zooey, if you can call it a review. And I already have planned what I want to do for my channel with that, and we're going to do a Gaming with the Kwings episode of Lego Batman 2 for about an hour of the PS3 version. And then on the Kwings Let's Play channel, it's going to be a full playthrough of the Wii version, which we're both kind of really looking forward to, because we really liked Lego Batman. And since I'm in such a Batman mood, I just really want to do the Lego Batman games this summer, like Lego Batman 1 and 2 for the Wii, because they're fun games. And it's like I would have so much to talk about, because, as my wife said, I know just about everything there is to know about Batman, because it was like one of my hobbies, and, you know, I spent like a good 20-some years reading the comics and watching the cartoon shows and getting the action figures and the coloring books and the software. Did you know there was actually a make-your-own Batman cartoon CD game that came out on the PC? And they had Lauren Lester doing the voice of Robin and Batman in it, and it was really funny, but I had a lot of fun with that. I tried to put it on my computer a couple years ago just to see what would happen when I would animate Batman. It was like, and they zoom across the screen like the Flash now, so you can't really make a cartoon. But those cartoon creators were a lot of fun. I wish those games would come back, but they would make them like a little bit more cooler, instead of like, because when you would paint and stuff, it would actually show you drawing it while the cartoon was, you know, being done, and that was kind of weird. It was like, that wouldn't do that in a cartoon. So I always hated that as a kid. But yeah, a lot of Batman stuff. Batman Arkham City is going to be continuing. As you know, once I get back from New York, there is going to be the Harley DLC, and I'm psyched out of my mind for doing that. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm kind of sad that the series is ending. The Wii U version we will be looking at, but I think it'll just be a review unless they add any additional content we'll do for our Arkham City thing. I'm going to be doing the New Game Plus every Wednesday. for a while using the big head Batman if I can manage to do it for that episode, because that code is impossible to do. Not to mention it's a pain, like doing the counterclockwise thing. I just can't get my brain to work right when I'm doing the thumb things. So sometimes it works. And also when you die, Batman doesn't like respawn. Like with the big head, you have to do the code again, and depending on where you died, you don't really have time to do it. So it's like, man. So, and since I'm playing on New Game Plus, I'm playing the game on hard, or actually harder than hard is when you do New Game Plus. So yeah, but yeah, Batman's definitely continuing. Lego Batman, Lego Batman 2. Really looking forward to doing more of those games because they're just so much fun for me. And I always have so much information that I can just dive into the recourses of my mind and share with you guys. So it's a lot of fun. More so than any of the other stuff I do. I love doing the Batman stuff. One thing I wanted to address that I've been getting some interesting things about the whole My Little Pony thing. I just wanted to clear the air. I am a cartoon fan, and I'm a fan of Lauren Faust because she and her husband created the Powerpuff Girls. And my wife and I really liked the show Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Actually, my wife was the one who really liked watching that. It was... I thought the episodes were really cool. I didn't really like the animation personally, but I like the voice acting, and I like the stories and things like that. So, along with My Little Ponies and the new Supergirl Super Friends show on DC Nation, I just really like watching them with Amber because they're good cartoons, and they're not really, specifically for girls like the original My Little Ponies was that I used to make fun of when I was a kid with my dad. In fact, his song was My Little Pony Full of Baloney Goes Really Good on a Slice of Bread, something like that. So I mean, it was a horrible show. It was so boring and so like ooh. So yeah, this My Little Pony show is nothing like it. And I'm not suggesting you guys you have to watch it or anything like that. That's what a Brony would do. The show's funny. It makes me laugh like pretty much all the anime that I watch. Like My Bride is a Mermaid and the Freakazoid thing. I like to laugh, and some episodes are completely random and caught me off guard, and I really enjoyed watching them with Amber, but I haven't really gone through and watched them by myself, and I've missed a couple episodes because she's already gone through and watched the series on Netflix. So whenever Netflix gets the second season up, that's when I watch My Little Pony again. Right now I'm just working on a lot of Cartoon All-Star stuff, which I think you'll be surprised by some of the stuff that I have in the pipeline. But yeah, I have some guest stuff that I'm going to be doing that I mentioned, I think, before. Peanut Butter Gamer, The Completionist. I don't know about Total Biscuit. I know that he has moved back to the States, but we haven't been able to touch base. He's doing a lot more stuff promotion-wise with games companies and things like that, and I'm just doing a lot of news-based stuff. But I'm very happy he's back in the U.S., and I know he had a hard time getting back here. And I, just praise God that he's essentially home. So that's good for him and his family. And I hope, wherever he is, he's happy. That's the important thing. And Austin and I are still trying to figure out what we were going to do. We were talking about doing Mario Kart Super Circuit, but I'm not really familiar with that game. So the other one we were considering was Mario Power Tennis, or Mario Party, because he likes both of those games. And we'll see how that goes. And The Completionist, and I are going to do Donkey Kong Country 2. I almost said Donkey Kong Country Returns, but it's Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. So you can look forward to that. I believe it's August. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this mini kind of briefing thing. Thank you for being so patient with me. And, on Saturdays, you can look forward sometimes to me doing a review of whatever I feel like. Since I don't really have that restriction, I'm free to do whatever I want. And that's usually when you'll see like off-screen 3DS stuff or some Wii games or whatever I feel like doing. Maybe even some retro, I don't know, like I did with Gundam Wing. Because I don't have that shadow following me from Retro Mondays. And I know it's just an opening, but the whole mechanic of that show, it just makes it very difficult for me to get out of that mental mindset. Okay, this is Retro Mondays. This has to be perfect. This has to be awesome. So with the Kwing Reviews thing, I can be nutty, I can be loose, I can be whatever, and I don't have to follow those guidelines and restrictions that I've created in my own mind, which sounds a little bizarre, but if you really think about it, that's what the creative process is like for people that are like idiot savants or whatever, like really smart or not. But yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this. I hope this update has been very whatever. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I hope you like the new logo. My wife actually created it. And thank you so much for listening to this. I have a lot of cool stuff coming out this summer. We're working on a t-shirt deal using the Epona Kwing Brony, as I'm calling it, just because I like to troll people. There's a Dark Knight Rises Kwing shirt coming out, along with a Gaming with the Kwing shirt. And we're just finalizing a vendor and talking about price and stuff like that. But the shirts will probably be out by the end of the summer, especially around the time the Dark Knight Rises and stuff like that. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening. And who knows, if you guys like this kind of stuff, I can just talk to you normally like this, maybe do a mailbag segment like John does. I don't know. I get lots of messages and I just don't have time to go through and do the comments anymore, which I feel bad for, but my wife is like, you got to cut some things out because you're doing this all the time. It's not healthy. And she's right. So God bless and happy gaming. Thank you so much for listening. And until tomorrow with something, probably K-News or who knows. I hope you guys tune in Wednesday for Batman because I really enjoy doing that and it's a lot of fun. Till then, gamers. Bye-bye.